Oh, hello. How you doing? Nice to see you. And we're starting a new week with 41 degrees apparently going to be today. Hopefully you look after yourself and those around you. It was so quiet in the office today. So like hardly anyone in. I think everyone, and the roads were reasonably quiet as well. I think everyone's decided, the media hype, it's going to be 41 degrees, I better not go to work now, I better just stay at home. Any excuse. I'm sure it's not going to be very pleasant on the trains if it's 41 degrees. But I drove in, it was great driving in. My wife asked me if I could drop her off at Embankment. And then my nephew said, well, I'll come to Embankment as well. So I had a full car, which was great. I mean, that's good commuting, isn't it? So I think we might be doing that a bit more often. And, it took me an hour to get into Embankment, which was quite good. And then even 25 minutes. So basically I was at my desk by 8 o'clock, which is fantastic. I got stopped at Canary Wharf on the way in, just as you come into the actual central area. I've seen the guys before and they flagged me down. And they took me into this different lane and they swabbed my car, which I've never seen before. They swabbed it all round and then let me go, obviously. I'm not sure what they were looking for, but they do that at the airport. So some security check, which is obviously very good for that big built-up financial district. I need a badge saying, good guy, I'm all right, let me through. So I brought my gym gear in today. Now I'm not sure how I'm going to fit in my 1 hour, but apparently it's free and it's on the 5th floor, so it's free. So I'm probably I'm going to find an hour or 45 minutes anyway to get down there and see what it's like. I've never been in it, so hopefully that should be good. I went to the driving range at the weekend there. With my nephew, obviously with the golf being on, St Andrews, getting into the buzz of it, and bit disappointing for Rory or that kind of score would normally get you up at the top, wouldn't it? But then this Aussie guy with a mullet decided, where's the ball, mate? I'll whack that, and then he ended up winning it. Fantastic. But yeah, the strange thing about my hands. My hand's broken about 3 or 4 places, and on my right hand as well. I said to the guy, what's going on here? I had a glove on my left, but my right hand was all getting blistered. So he reckoned I was holding the club too tight. But when I tried it, holding it less tight, it was it just didn't work. So I don't know, I need to have a look at that. But I had to stop after about 40 minutes or so because, just so sore in the hands. So that's me. I've got these soft computer hands, my dad will be turning in his grave, he was a welder and a boilermaker in the shipyard, so he'll be like, what? What's wrong with your hands? Just typing on a computer all day, what's wrong with you? You should be doing something. Anyway, so this morning I got up, I should tell you this funny story. I went to the mirror. I tried, because you don't want to wear a suit, so I was looking for a different pair of trousers. Couldn't find any, chinos or whatever to be nice and relaxed in the office. So I found these suit trousers I hadn't worn for a while. So I thought, okay, I'll take them out, and I put them on and just wanted to check them out. But my wife was in front of the mirror, so I was kind of like, going like that to try and see what it was like. And I thought, oh yeah, they look fine. And just as I was about to go out, and I took a double take, moths had eaten all of the trousers at my crotch and down the leg. There was white bits that looked like a bit of toilet roll or something. I was like, my goodness. It was just mad. Anyway, I've obviously got a few suits that I've not worn for a while. I think just throw them out. Time to buy new ones. So last week I pursued, I was wanting to do a charity day, because HSBC give you a charity day. And I wanted to know thinking about how to use that. And I remember about 25 years ago, something like that. I was in the Asthma UK charity. I was a speaker for them. I only did, didn't do many. I only did about 3 or 4, going into places and sharing your experience of asthma, and also getting checks as well. Thanking people for checks and etc. So that was up in Glasgow. So when I came down here, I didn't join up again, and but I thought I'll contact them and see what's going on. And they said that they've now changed to being Asthma and Lung UK, which is much bigger because lung disease is the 3rd largest killer in the UK. So I said, well, I'm looking at doing maybe a charity. And I told them about being a speaker before. And they said, well, we can get you to do some speaking events. I'm like, okay. So it looks like I'm going to be doing some speaking in charity events where I receive checks from people and then to thank them very much and all that. So it's quite good. Looking forward to that. And to continue my charitable thing, I went to we were having a clear out at the weekend, and I took some books to this bookshop that resells charitable books. And then the cancer shop for a big bag of clothes. And as I was coming back, this woman stopped excuse me, yeah, can you help me? So she stopped in the middle of the road and opened up her boot, and I was like about 5 or 6 different boxes of books. Can you help me in with them? Okay. So I ended up, apparently some poor old guy had deceased, and this was their kind of clearing out, and then so I helped in with all these books, and I thought, that's probably me sometime. I've got thousands of books in the house, and I'm thinking, oh right, okay, so maybe we should go for a Kindle or something like that and start to reduce the amount of books I've got. But I just like reading a lot, and I always thought I would go back and revisit these books, but maybe I won't. So I was on a mental health session last week, about 4 hours. It was very, very good. Some 3 key takeaways you should ask yourself, and then maybe ask others. The 3 questions are: how are you feeling? And then just have that open discussion. Just ask someone, how are you feeling, and they'll tell you. And then where are you on the mental health spectrum? And the mental health spectrum is basically from unwell at one side, struggling, coping, or healthy. And I said in this, we were doing a role play, and I said I was healthy. Coping, that's not where I am. But some people, are in that situation. Some people are struggling, some people are unwell. And the last one is, what are your distractions? Which I think is quite good, because then that's like, your distractions might not be, just yourself. It might be somebody, who's you're living with, or on a problem elsewhere, or things that are actually distracting you from work, and that's helpful to talk about, isn't it? So I had a session with my staff, just asking them those questions, and I thought, I learned a lot from that process, and they were quite willing to have a chat about it as well. So it's those are really good. And one on the course we had one person that was rather vulnerable, and it came across in out of those 3 questions. So you do be prepared for being showing some empathy and understanding of some other people. But often a problem shared is a problem half. So people are quite happy to get off their chest, kind of thing, and they feel better after it. So it's always a good thing. And finally, the arts. So I went to the Drifters Girl last week. And what a singer, Felicia Boswell. Fantastic. I mean, when she gets, she's from America. It's the first time in the West End, and her mouth, takes different shapes, and she was doing her E's but actually rounding her mouth, and just the techniques she had was just incredible and very different from what we normally get in the West End. Definitely a superstar, and she made that the Drifters. You can't. You think, do I know any Drifters? if you go to the show, you know almost like there's about 25 songs in total, and you probably know most of them. So I won't try and sing them. But there's reviews on uktheatrenetwork.com, and there's a link to some tickets there as well. And on Saturday I went to BAFTA 195 Piccadilly, rebuild it, and new cinema, Dolby Atmos, etc. And I went to see Persuasion, which has Dakota Johnson starring in it. Fantastic, loved it. And I've done a review on ukfilmnetwork.com, but also a little video review to see if a new format I'm trying out, to see if that's any use. And tonight, I can't tell you. Tonight it's an embargo, the information embargo. I think presumably they don't want people to be knowing where it is for the stars, that it can just, it's a red carpet event this time rather than just a screening. I was supposed to be going to the screening tomorrow night, but it was full, so they asked me if I could go to the red carpet. I'm thinking, what? That's obviously a bonus if I can go to that, but I can't tell you much about it. All I can say is, remember the story about the school children that get stuck in the caves? Yeah, that one. So I'm looking forward to it, but I can't tell you where it is, who's in it, or the name of the film. Otherwise you'll Google it and then find out, find out more and find out where the red carpet is and mob the whole place. Right, I'll tell you what it's like tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. I hope it's not too bad where you are in terms of weather and you don't melt. Make sure you drink lots of water. Have a good day.